Guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video, and we have a producer's letter here for Global Dokkan, which is going to give us some info about the next couple of things coming to Global Dokkan. So let's go ahead and jump in and take a look at all of the producer's letter info. Have you performed summons in the Dokkan Festival and Legendary Summon Carnival? Of course! Dude, we all love it. We love it so much. I do, yeah. Time flies when you're having fun. Yeah. That is true. Halfway, that's not correct. This is not the halfway point. Halfway point, bruh. The celebration is only until the first week of October. We're definitely past the halfway point here. Okay. Producer's letter will give us a sneak peek at future events. All right, let's take a look what we got. Okay, so these start on the 21st. Okay. So this is really not that far away, as you guys can see. New stages will be added to the high difficulty event. The Fighting Spirit of the Saiyans, part of the Wicked Bloodline. Now, what's funny is there actually is a lot to talk about with this event. I've seen a lot of people sort of complain about this event quite a bit, right? This high difficulty event, Fighting Spirit of the Saiyans, blah, 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 blah. I've actually seen people complain about the design of, the metal cooler stage. I mean, I can understand why the Goku and Vegeta one is a little bit more frustrating, I think, because of the fact that, they could just, blow you away and you're pretty much just using metal coolers. I think the metal cooler stage is fun, though. It's different, right? A fight where you're making it, to turn 20 and beyond, that's different. We're not really seeing that. So I actually like that stage quite a bit. Now, this event is problematic because this is the event that's got this new sort of, thing that Dokkan is doing. Again, everyone was, crying about the Carnival banner, which, again, is a good change, and I think as time goes on, it'll be, obvious it's going to be a good change. But this is where, specifically, there's actually just, boost characters, as in, oh, yeah, you do this amount of damage to the bosses, they have X amount of damage reduction and defense, but these specific characters just do more damage. Or, yeah, the boss, does 1,000,000 damage on a super attack, but against these specific characters, usually the new summonable characters, they're only doing 500k or something like that, right? That feels a lot worse, and I think is way more of a potential issue than the banners, for sure, right? So new stages will be added. Enemies can raise their attack and activate various skills, making it quite a difficult challenge. Okay. Main characters of the campaign, as well as characters related to the two cooler movies, have an advantage in the event. Make sure to include them in your team. As a reward for completing certain missions, you get a unique title. It's even more amazing than the usual titles, just because it's got the two different colors. Okay, here's check this out, Dokkan. Here's what we do. Make the titles give us buffs, right? What they need to do with these titles is, if this title right here, you get it, and then it gives pure Saiyan units 100 attack, and Wicked Bloodline units 100 attack, right? That's what we want to do with these titles. I think that's a great way. Buffing the units in our boxes with that, I think would be very, very good. But just half of it's orange and the other half is purple. It's yeah, great. It's an amazing title. All right, here's Big Daddy. STR Cooler. Let's see what we got. So, Terrifying Conqueror Transformation boosts 3 key, 170% of stats. That is good. If this cooler is really powerful, that team would be good enough to run. We now have another legitimate Terrifying Conqueror leader, too. Ginyu, LR Final Form Cooler, this cooler. We have several, right? Alright, so 130% attack and defense. Oh, let me actually pull him up on the wiki real fast, because I just want to take a look at it. His stats are very, very high, right? They don't even have... Oh, god damn it. Okay, give me 1 second here. Okay. Cooler. So, I believe, wait, right, when it comes to his stats, like, his attack is, like, very, very high. Oh, they didn't even have it listed, but it's like, his attack is like 20,000. Let me actually pull it. It's important to sort of go over how impressive this guy can be just on account of how big his stats are. His stats being gigantic is, again, I would say a huge deal for this guy. Okay. Here we go. 21,000 attack, 12,000 defense is huge. So he's at what, 130% attack and defense. Guaranteed additional has a medium chance of being a super. Oh, if the enemy is an attack down or defensive down. Okay. Well, alright, like, if we're going up against, like, Red Zone Broly or Red Zone Omega, we could get that. But it's not, like, it's not a guaranteed additional. That's not the craziest, actually. This, okay. Transformation boost, categorize 2K. Oh, okay. Okay. So, yeah, they buffed that, because this used to be 30%, now it's 50%. Oh, okay. So, that's, okay. That's meaningful, because, the only thing is that doesn't, I mean, this is the buff you're going to be seeing, right, in all the difficult fights. Because you're only ever going to be fighting one enemy, usually in the really tough fights. The only issue, this is not a cooler issue. This is fine. I have no issue with this. Giving him 50% to one enemy to transformation boost, 50% to one ally against two enemies, right? So the Terrify and Conquer buff is unchanged, but they match the transformation boost with that. I like that. But the only issue here is that Metal Cooler, right, is not on transformation boost. So in many of these big fights, STR Cooler won't be supporting Metal Cooler, unfortunately. Okay, this is good, but okay. All right, never mind. Yeah, no, okay. Yeah, they did it. All right, cool. Oh, that's so good. Yes, there we go. All right, he stacks defense. Immense lowers attack and defense. That's all he needed. That's probably actually all he needed. There we go. Okay. That's so ironic. All of the pissing matches between Tech Gohan and STR Cooler throughout the years, and then they just slap defensive stacking on... I love that so much. That's... Alright, yeah. He's number one for sure. There's no way. Like, his passive wasn't the craziest, right? Because this additional, you're not going to see that much. I like what they did with the support, but they didn't give him anything extra, but they gave him the defensive stacking. Okay. What was his stats before? 100, so they bumped it up to 130. That's a little bit... They could have done a little bit higher than that. What is... So he's at... No. What is, his final form is 180 right here. Okay. So this is his base. This is really good, though. Defensive stacking. Attack lowering, of course, can be really good in Super Battle Road stages, right? First stage of Broly, first stage of Omega. I like it. Well, no. Actually, Broly, I think, is immune to attack lowering the first stage. I think you get a lower defense and you can stun him and seal him. Okay. So then here's his transformation. So my idea for his EZA was you make the base version like defense support, and then you make his transform state a killer. Just a cold-blooded LR, like, STR Cooler mini hybrid killer. So, let's see. Stacks attack, immense damage, mass lowers defense. I got no issue with that, right? So he stacks defense and base, stacks attack, transformed. I like it. Key 4, that's kind of unnecessary, but I mean, that's cool. You're never missing a super attack with this guy. That went up. It was 3 key before. They only give him 20%. Oh, 2 additionals. That's not... Yeah, he didn't have 2 additionals before. Oh, okay. 2 additionals, each of which has a medium chance of being a super. Chance of performing a crit 10% per rainbow key sphere obtained. And then performs a guaranteed crit against a pure or hybrid Saiyan enemy. Very, very minimal right here, but they gave him a full additional. I mean, going from being able to super 3 times to 4 times is pretty good. Yeah, with his stats, support, stacking, I don't see any way. Could future Gohan be better than this guy? I mean, maybe, but in certain specific situations. But this guy is better. Because this is good, right? Like, he's gonna. Okay, so we're running Wicked Bloodline, right? Which has 3 of the top 10 units in the game in it. LR Golden Frieza, LR Final Form Cooler, LR Metal Cooler, right? This guy is supporting Golden Frieza and Final Form Cooler. Final Form Cooler, who I think is the best of all of them, right? And this guy, yeah, dude, it's because this guy is supporting Final Form Cooler, activating almost all of his links, now giving him 50% support in the toughest fights in the game, Broly, Cell Max, you know, Red Zone Metal Cooler, Red Zone Final Form Cooler, Omega. And he's stacking. The only complaint I guess I'd have here is that they just give him the guaranteed additional. That's the only thing in base. I guess that's the only thing. Because again, this is not like super like gonna be common when you want this, right? But I mean, dude, with his stats, like these defensive stacks are going to like be so big. He's gonna get huge defense from these. He's looking good. Yeah. Whew. Okay. That's good. That's good. Okay. Yeah, Cooler. They didn't mess him up, I don't think. Okay. So Global is getting the quest update. This is Area 28-2, the definitive best link level stage, especially if you're low rank. Because every couple of runs, you know, free-to-play players, you'll be ranking up. You get tons of Zenny. You're getting tons of rank EXP, so you're going to be ranking up. It's not... The stages are essentially going to be free. You're not going to be using stamina because of this. So this is great. 28-2, I think, is the link level stage. Zenny, rank EXP, link levels, everything. That's awesome. So this is coming the next campaign. Okay. Which begins on the 3rd. Okay, that's good. Okay. Tons of content, make quests even more enjoyable. Quadruple missions allow you to get the stones. Yep. And the STR LR Vegito Blue campaign as well. Okay, cool. Many more events are coming throughout October and onward. All right, good. This doesn't mean LR Vegeta and Trunks are next. They probably are going to do LR Golden Frieza and Resurrection F Blue Goku and Vegeta next. But this is good. Wow, nice. Okay. So, pretty good, I would say. We got the global producers letter, and, yeah, I would say they made this boy pretty goddamn good. He looks like the best EZA to me. This, really, the main thing, they just give him defensive stacking. That gives him a lot of power, right? That's pretty impressive. I think most of the time, probably not necessarily going to be a slot 1, but he is going to be a very tanky floating support. That's going to be very good. And then if you want to, you just transform into this killer, right? This guy is going to be an offensive powerhouse. Pure and Hybrid Saiyans, when this guy first came out, were the most common enemies and the toughest enemies in the game. Broly is a Pure Saiyan who's really tough, but most of the big fights right now are not Pure and Hybrid Saiyans. But surely this is going to change, right? They're not just never going to do Red Zone stages against super class characters. Eventually, we're going to get Pure and Hybrid Red Zone stages besides Red Zone Broly. And this is going to continue to be really good in there. Yeah, I love what they did with this Cooler. This additional part is pretty worthless, but what they do with the support buff and then the defensive stacking and then giving his transform state a guaranteed additional, I like it. I like it quite a bit. So let me know what you guys think of Big Daddy. Thanks guys for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.